Okay, listen. Let's talk about Minnesota. I would like to start. I think It's good to catch everybody up. I'd like everyone to watch this video. Just to start this out, major news in Minnesota. I would like you to watch this video to begin. It's only a few minutes long. It's short. I think it is a really good way to begin.
On Wednesday, in Minneapolis, a federal agent fatally shot a motorist, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Trump administration officials said these were, quote, defensive shots, fired because the officer was being run over.
And a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over.
But our analysis of bystander footage, filmed from different angles, appears to show the agent was not in the path of the victim's SUV when he fired 3 shots at close range. Here's how events unfolded. Moments before the shooting, the victim's maroon SUV.
Just to pause and give you context, this is from the New York Times. This is their best analysis using multiple video angles.
Multiple unmarked federal vehicles are idling nearby. Secretary Noem alleged the motorist, quote, was blocking the officers in. Bystanders are blowing whistles and yelling at federal agents.
Go home to Texas!
Then, federal vehicles start moving toward the maroon SUV, with sirens and lights blaring. A federal agent films the scene on his phone. The driver rolls forward slightly, turning left, then stops and waves for others to go ahead. 2 agents exit this silver pickup and walk toward the vehicle. Moments later, shots are fired. Let's look at the scene again more closely. This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle. One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave. At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun. He opens fire on the motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV, and the wheels are pointing to the right, away from the agent. This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer. President Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV, often pointing to another video filmed from a different angle. And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV. But when we synchronize it with the first clip, we can see the agent is not being run over. In fact, his feet are positioned away from the SUV. The SUV crashes into a white car parked down the road. A bystander runs toward the collision.
This part.
The federal agents on scene do not appear to rush to provide emergency medical care. Eventually, the agent who shot the motorist approaches the vehicle. Seconds later, he turns back around and tells his colleagues to call 911.
Shame! You shot someone! You shot someone!
Agents block several bystanders who attempt to provide medical care, including one who identifies himself as a physician.
I go check a pulse!
No!
This is
Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care!
At the same time, several agents, including the agent who opened fire, get in their vehicles and drive off, apparently altering the active crime scene.
Okay. I think that video makes it so clear that what happened was not the normal course of business for what this officer should have been doing. This is so obviously a murder. This is so obviously the person with the guns acting outside of the realm of what they are supposed to be doing. And it's very frustrating to me to see people deny like the basic reality I'm seeing with my eyes from multiple angles, from multiple sources. I don't know how to say it clear. So I want to go through. And when I say people, I'm really not just talking about random fucking people on Twitter or bots. There was 2 things that happened after this action. First, Kristi Noem comes out and says this was an act. This right here. Again, watch it again and listen with the sound. This woman, mother of 3, kid stuffed animal in the car, just dropped her kid off at school, 6-year-old, has stickers on the back of her car. This woman is committing an act of domestic terrorism. First, waving the car by with her hand. Then saying, I'm pulling out. Then screamed at by masked men with guns.
No! No!
Then clearly fleeing. The idea that she broke bad and is attempting to run over and kill the officers is insane. She is clearly trying to flee. Then he kills her.
Oh, shit!
There is no, I can't imagine not seeing this a different way. I think this is a fucking pure Rorschach test. I don't understand people taking this a different way. So she calls it domestic terrorism. Then Trump said she violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer. There is no way you could watch that video and say that what she was doing was violently, willfully, and viciously trying to kill this ICE officer. It's an insane thing to say. He even said it's hard to believe the ICE officer is alive, but he's now recovering in the hospital. I want you to juxtapose that quote from Trump over the actual footage of this officer casually strolling away from the murder. There is no way you cannot see this as a lie. There's no way. This is demonic. So then this woman comes out and says, our officer followed his training and did exactly what he was taught to do. And I looked into this. There is absolutely no way that is true. ICE officers are trained to never approach a vehicle from the front, which this guy did. Now, there's a lot of brand new rookie ICE officers who are getting thrown in with almost no training, but this guy, it turns out, was from since 2016. So he's a veteran. He would know never to approach a vehicle from the front, 90-degree angle. They're also instructed not to shoot at a moving vehicle. Firing at a vehicle will not make it stop moving in your direction. So even all things aside, it's not even smart. It doesn't stop it, okay? The best thing to do is get out of the way. By the way, once she's shot and killed, the vehicle rolls to the right, far away, proving, again, that it was not even moving in the officer's direction. Then she said,
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons. This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law.
This is fucking insane. The idea that she was a domestic terrorist trained to use her vehicle and not a scared mother of 3 is fucking crazy, bro. This is her fucking glove box. It's fucking crazy. So you look at the shots. The first shot, you can look at his feet, dude. You can see him right here. He's able to get out of the way of this car, which is the #1 priority. Deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape. If you think the subject is just escaping, you can't use deadly force. Running from the cops is not reason enough to use deadly force. You can only use it if no other reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which includes moving out of the path of the vehicle, which he already did. He can and did move out of the path of the vehicle. The first shot, he's already out of the way. But by the third shot, it is fucking crazy. That is a kill shot into a fucking mother's car. The shots 1 and 2 could only be justified if no safe avenue of retreat existed. Shot 3, the deadly force is only justified while the threat is ongoing. So even if you somehow thought shot 1 and 2 were fucking there, shot 3, he's out of immediate danger. There's no fucking way to justify it. There's just no way. And all this reporting I'm doing right here, not only the New York Times, this comes from the Washington Post. This is from a fucking magazine or a paper that is owned by Jeff Bezos, who has donated millions of dollars to Trump. What I'm saying is it's not even about your fucking politics. Anyone with eyes can see that this guy crossed the line. This officer needs to face punishment. This guy, Marine Corps veteran, if you are the guys with guns, you are responsible for the situation. Doubly so if you outnumber the person. There has to be a higher standard for the people in masks with guns that have been trained than the mom in the car. And I talk about this a lot. I try to get points across to people that have different values than me, okay? I understand people are often talking past each other. Some people value certain things differently, okay? But if you are somebody who feels like you have a fucking don't tread on me bumper sticker, I don't see how you've suddenly gone from this to supporting a masked militia of the government killing people. I don't get it. People like this guy's saying if ICE is doing a raid in my neighborhood, leaving the safe of my own home she was a mile from home. Even if I had to leave for work, I would drive in the opposite direction. The idea that your argument is that people should feel like they have to cower in the safety of their homes if there's ever a federal agent in their neighborhood is fucking crazy. I don't understand how this is an argument. This guy, I'm trying to find sources that will get people to understand, even if you're not ideologically aligned with me. This guy right here, Greg Nunziata. Greg Nunziata was the general counsel and domestic policy advisor to fucking Marco Rubio. He's a Senate Republican Policy Committee. He's executive director for the site. He is Republican as it gets, bro. This guy is saying, I've watched the videos and the reflexive defense of it is grotesque. I don't understand where people are looking at his footage and coming up with these entirely insane conclusions that this guy should just walk off scot-free, that he should shoot 3 rounds into a mom's car. It's crazy. The fucking Libertarian Party of Louisiana is saying that they should for a police state. Fucking 4chan is calling this shit out. I don't get it. Like, where is it just, who are the people defending this? And then I got fucking the vice president of the country I live in going on fucking the news and saying
the precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He's
saying that this officer has absolute immunity. What the fuck are you talking about? The reason we have these rules is because they apply to the officers. When you have the monopoly on violence, which the state does, they're the ones that are allowed to have guns, to physically arrest you, and in some cases kill you. You have to have rules and accountability, or it's a fucking thug owned by someone in power. There has to be rules and accountability. Of course there does. And especially in the past year and a half, ICE has gone from being already I think a problematic organization, but the masking is new. So now we have a rise of masked officers, which by the way, has led to a lot of fake ICE doing robberies. The idea that there's just no accountability. They can wear plain clothes or have a mask and they can kill people. And then the vice president will say they have absolute immunity is not a reasonable path for America. I don't care what politics side you're on. You have to agree that is not the right direction to go. And as I'm saying this, as I'm making these fucking slides a few hours ago and feeling like shit, during this time, 2 more people get shot in Portland. The FBI tweets this out and then deletes it. How is this normal? It's like, I don't know. I just find it so frustrating that people, they can't even, listen, even if we disagree on immigration, the idea that there can't be any ICE officer who went too far, that there's not one fucking guy who didn't follow the training, that this guy can't suffer some consequences for killing a woman. That's the bare minimum. Trump had an interview that came out today that kind of pulls this back into perspective for me. They did a wide-ranging interview with the NYT today, 3-hour-long interview. And they asked him, are there any limits on your global powers? He said, yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. That is not the country of the United States. That is not what the Constitution says. That's not what anything says. There's no precedent for a president saying the only thing that I decide is my own morality and my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop me. This has to change. So 2026 is an important year. And that's why I'm bringing this up. Trump has said, if we don't win the midterms, referring to Republicans, he'll get impeached. That's what he said. Now, I don't know what that impeachment will go anywhere, but it'll mean he has less power. He'll be a lame duck. And he has floated. He said it as a joke, but he often starts things as jokes. Canceling 2026 election.
Policy, how we have to even run against these people. Now, I won't say cancel the election. They should cancel the election because the fake news will say, he wants the elections canceled. He's a dictator. They always call me a dictator.
I just want to repeat that sentence.
These people. Now, I won't say cancel the election. They should cancel the election because the fake news will say,
I won't say cancel the election because then the fake news will say he wants to cancel the election. He's a dictator. Why would that be fake? If you said it and then they reported on it, why would that be fake? But he is clearly understanding. All the polling is underwater. Despite some people defending this, this is not fucking popular. There is no shot that the average American, even the ones that were supportive of Trump immigration, are supportive of mass people coming in and shooting mothers in their fucking SUV. No shot. So as the midterms approach, this is getting scarier for him and people that have supported him. And they're floating things like canceling the election. And they're also simultaneously, right now, doing a lot of some underhanded stuff like mass voter roll purges in red states. Things that make it so you thought you were registered and then suddenly you find out when it's time to actually do your poll that you're not registered. they're having these use it or lose it voting laws where if you haven't voted in some elections, they'll just cancel your registration and then you'll show up. And they say it's routine voter roll maintenance, but it's not. So I want to end this video by saying, if you have a similar, in some way, value system to me and you can't stomach this, if this is not something you feel like is the right direction for the fucking country, then I actually sincerely encourage you to go to vote.gov and register to vote. It has these midterms are important. And I think you should check to make sure you're registered because they're unregistering people. And the direction of these midterms is going to have serious consequences. It's important. And there is a chance to make him a lame duck on some of this policy, but only if it's like a real mandate here. So I'm just bringing this up. This is like this midterm, I do feel at this direction is like one of the last peaceful ways to make change. That's what I honestly feel. I know it sounds alarmist, but it's what I honestly feel. And so I'm encouraging that. And I also want to say, I'm a person, listen, if you disagree with me on fucking tariffs, or you disagree with me on, there's a lot of things you can disagree with me on, and I am often willing to find common ground or intellectually listen to what you're saying and try to figure it out. But this tweet from Paul Graham kind of stuck with me. This situation, I feel like has been a real Rorschach test of character. I can't imagine, if you've watched the videos, coming away with the idea that he should suffer no consequences, what he did was okay, that is how an officer of the law should behave. I don't understand that. That's not a bridge I can cross. And if you do think that way, I sincerely urge you to reconsider. It's not going to lead to a good direction for this country. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And I apologize for getting a little emotional in the middle. It's not something I want to be doing on stream, obviously. This is just, I don't know. Maybe I've been offline a week, but it just pissed me off today.